to ask the Scottish Government what discussions the Rural Affairs Secretary has had with ministerial colleagues regarding what funding will be available in the next financial year to support farmers to address water management issues impacting on agricultural land.
Minister.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Improving resilience to flooding is an absolute priority for the Scottish Government, and there have been regular discussions with ministerial colleagues about supporting flood management, including issues relating to agricultural land. The Scottish Government's National Flood Resilience Strategy, published in December last year, makes clear that through our agricultural reform programme, we are considering how farmers can be supported to make changes to handle the extremes in water availability. The Scottish Government is also developing a flood recovery framework to provide greater clarity and coherence around flood recovery responsibilities and to support and help communities and businesses to recover from flooding.
Willie Rennie.
I've been trying to help the victims of flooding in Cooper and other areas within my constituency along the River Eden, and they are frustrated that despite the publication of that flood resilience strategy, despite talk about bringing farmers on board, of getting them to work in partnership, the practical effects on the ground is that there is no change, that the farmers have got a disagreement about what the best practice is, and there is very little financial support and real practical guidance to make a difference. So when are we going to see an actual change rather than more strategies and plans?
Minister.
I absolutely take on board the point that Willie Rennie makes, and I get the frustration of the farming community, but there is differences of opinion. There are differences in whether we should be dredging, whether we should be doing upstream mitigations, whether we should be putting in walls. There's all sorts of discussions going on, and that's part of the wider process of making sure that we have this study, that we get to the position where we actually get an agreed position on how we're going to manage it. But it's got to be done on a catchment basis. It cannot be done a blanket issue across the whole of Scotland. The particular issues that Mr Rennie is talking about in the Eden, they are specific to his catchment, and that's something that we need to discover. SEPA need to be part of those conversations, local authorities need to be part of those conversations, as do the farming community.